today we bring very interesting topic wey we wan talk about today, and that topic na be narcissist. So how dey take define narcissist? Narcissist na person wey be say e dey focus on himself. Is very individualized. E dey always dey make everything to be about am. So make I read the definition from one definition wey I see. E say narcissist refers to a trait or a character or a behavior characterized by an excessive focus on oneself, including an inflated sense of self-importance. I want you to note that word, self-importance. A need for admiration and a lack of empathy for others. Okay? It is often associated with narcissistic personality disorder. So Oyinbo don't even give a name. They say na mental health condition where individuals display these patterns consistently impacting their relationship and functioning. The term originates from the Greek word or means of Narcissus, who fell in love with his own reflection. Oh my God. Wow, I never even knew that, right? Me when they read that stuff, I don't even know that. They say they derived that word narcissism from a Greek means who fell in love with his own reflection. Yes. All about me. It's about me, myself. No other one that does say me, myself, and I. Is a narcissist makes it all about him or her. So when people hear the word narcissist, they think say na only men na they get narcissist. But me, I can't talk am. No, say for this place, we not dey like to dey bias. We dey talk am as e be. Yes. So many people they think say narcissist when they hear am, only men they be narcissist. But the truth of the matter say men too fit be narcissist because it has to do with self-involvement, self-worth. Everything about you is self-importance, a need for admiration. You always want to be admired. It's self-centered, and a lack of empathy. That's even the strong one. Lack of empathy for others. So they don't feel empathy. They don't know when they say put yourself in someone else's shoes. They don't know how to do that. When they say put yourself in a way be say person go how you go feel like say if somebody do you this thing. I understand. If a person do you this thing, how you go feel? Right? They cannot imagine how somebody else they feel. They don't know how to and they can't talk say that mental health. So actually say some people when get this problem, they be mental health, and is a repeated pattern. Is a repeated pattern, meaning say they not dey change. You understand? Yeah, and because they do these repeated patterns, it affects their relationship functioning. Okay? All right. I won't talk my own opinion for this matter. I just want to define narcissist. May you know say narcissist it's not about a woman or a man. It's about a pattern and a behavior when it involves self. It's all about you, all about me, self-reflection, everything. Your world should revolve around me, and if it's not revolving around me, I don't feel like I'm in a comfortable place. I want it to be back to me, okay? And I will do anything or everything to make sure say it's all centered around me. And I don't have the ability to feel for somebody else. Ability to feel for somebody else. And that one is strong pass. But do you know that even with these people as they be like this, so they get a relationship. Some of them, they even lucky enough to hide them, especially if their spouse are unsuspecting. Now, if you be single girl or you be single guy, you never marry, I want make you draw you will learn a lot. But for this topic today, I want help you save your life. I want save your life from a life of mistake that you will live to regret for the rest of your life. So I want to help you. I want to help you save it. So I want to tell you how to identify someone who is a narcissist, someone who is self-centered, someone who is always all about me and have no ability to have empathy. When you see somebody with this trait, I'm not sure say the person will give you the time for you to take wrong. But I just want to help you so that you will know say people like this day, and you try when you see all these signs when I got the mention for you now, if you even be say you are in that relationship right now, my brother, especially my sister, you need to put slippers for your head. Wrong. So I'm here to talk about how you can identify a narcissist in a relationship so that you don't quickly go and get married to this person and then you're making the mistake of your life. I'm not going to put number to it. I will just talk however it enter my brain. So the first thing when you go to know say you might be in a narcissist relationship, na the urgency of that relationship. You just meet man today. Next thing you don't propose. Next thing you talk of marriage. I know you're single. You're probably in your 30s. I'm in so much pressure to get married. The world is giving me so much pressure. My family is giving me so much pressure. So let me give you one advice today. If you are still a single person, you have not made that mistake of getting married yet. I'd rather stay single, no marry, than to marry the wrong person. Does that make sense to you? You don't want to rush in and rush out. You see, when you date in a relationship and the person they hurry you, especially if they're man. In fact, now most times the narcissist relationship are always men. Unfortunately, women not get that emotion to be narcissist. Although there are exceptions to the case, but most of the times it's the male in the relationship that are narcissists. And these are the signs that you will use to know. Number one, in no particular order. You just meet guy. You don't know anything about him. You know the rush you enter. You want the rush you enter marriage. You know they propose. I want to get married. I love you. That's all that matters. Let's get married. You're like, oh, let's. And I need to know. Yeah, what do you need to know about me? Ask me whatever you want to ask me. They're always wanting to rush into marriage because they know that if they court you, you're going to begin to know the kind of person they are. You're going to begin to know that they have anger issues. You're going to begin to notice that they are selfish, self-centered, they're wicked, they are mean, they're not nice people. Always angered. You begin to know all these traits. You will begin to notice that they don't have empathy for people. So what they want to do is rush you into marriage. They're like, oh, I've met the love of my life. And because you two, you want to get married, you get married. And then you now start your courtship in marriage. And then you realize that you are married to a monster. Don't make that mistake. So that's the number one sign that you might be heading into a relationship or a marriage with a narcissist if they don't give you time to court them. They are always wanting to rush you into marriage. Number two, these people get angered easily. They get angered easily, and when they are angry, they can see anything. They can even go to the extent of even slapping you or beating you up. Now, it's not about the slap or the beat or the anger. It's how they come back to beg you. They do what we call love bombarding. Young lady, if you are in a relationship and your boyfriend hits you, slap you, maybe people got into an argument and the next thing is teaching you a slap. And you're like, you slapped me. And then he goes, I'm sorry. It will never happen again. I was just mad and angry. And you can realize that this thing will even cause this jolt of a anger. You don't even reach to. Like you just meet somebody. You see you, maybe man call you. Of course, before you meet and you don't get men when they toast you before now. Happy? Now you can't say yes to. All of a sudden, you cannot have a male friend. Person call you now, who's calling you? And the next thing is dashing you a slap. Like he already owned you. That's a sign that you could be in a relationship with a narcissist. You understand? Anger problem. Clearly that anger that just leads to him just slapping you for no reason. And then guess what? He comes back to beg you. And when he's coming with flowers. He's coming with card. He's testing you. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. It won't happen again. But guess what? It's going to happen again. And if you are lucky enough, maybe you might get only 2 slaps. Do you know some women still go ahead and marry those kind of guys? Because of the lumbar body? Don't make that mistake. Don't try it. A thing that will make a man to raise his hand and slap you, it will beat you up in marriage. It will beat you up in marriage. Don't do it. Don't do it, okay? I'm not even talking about just beating. Somebody with anger issues, uncontrollable anger. And then when they're angry, they can say anything. Anything, when I mean anything, to just hurt you. And they don't consider if their words are hurting. Because they don't have the ability to feel. That comes to my next point. If you notice your relationship and the person lack empathy for people, generally, it doesn't have to even be you. Maybe somebody is, maybe you are just talking and you're discussing, and then you know something that, oh, this thing happened to this my friend, or I feel so sorry for her, and the person is just looking. No emotions, no. And you be like, babe, I just told her about this person. I don't even say anything. You be like, I don't. What do you want me to say? Show emotion. They lack the ability to feel, to have empathy for somebody else. They don't just have it. Run from that person. Another way you go tell say somebody is a narcissist, you're in a narcissist relationship. I don't measure so. Anytime una get arguments, the person go twist her, make her be like say na you be the problem. it's always your fault. It's never their fault. You caused it. Oh, you made me slap you. Even when they apologize, they go still tell you for this other apology. It's your fault. I told you not to speak to Mr. John again, but you still did. You're the one that made me angry. They are always blaming you for everything. Even though they are sorry, but they still put the blame on you though. Yes, then they go they blame you for everything. Before you talk, they say it's your fault now. Now you make me slap you. Now you cause this anger. So I know I've been on one verse today, but now your fault. They're always blaming their partners, but never themselves. You know why? Because they are self-centered. They're self-centered, they're selfish. They always twist everything to be about them. Another way to identify. In fact, most of the time anyways, they always want to twist the blame back to you, right? So we call it manipulative behavior. They manipulate you to think that it's your fault. If they cheat, they will manipulate you to think that it's your fault that they are cheating. It's your fault that they beat you. It's your fault that even their own life, things are not going well for them. They will always want to blame you for everything. And that gives them the reason for them to abuse you and manipulate you. And do you know the worst part of it? If you are in a narcissistic relationship right now, it could be difficult for you to come out for that relationship. Even when you know say this person, you don't hear the definition of narcissist. I don't explain to you all these characters. So even as me and you they talk, you don't reason and say, this person when they date like this, if he be narcissist. But I will talk about the Stockholm syndrome. But before that, these people want to isolate you. A narcissist has the ability to isolate you, take you away from your family, your friends, your loved ones. They met you, you are a social butterfly. But since you came into their life, you have gradually zeroed yourself from your family, from your friends. People that knew you like the life of the party, they are calling you like, I'm with my boyfriend, I'm with my fiancé. That's another sign, isolation. You know, before the enemy can get you, he played that game of isolation with you. You understand? Before the enemy can get you, he played that game of isolation with you. They have to isolate you into a corner whereby you feel helpless. Unfortunately, I have a lady who is in a narcissist relationship, and even as right now as I'm speaking to you, the family cannot contact her. She has changed her number because, you know, when you are with a narcissist, they make you so dependent on them that you don't even have the will to leave them. So another way you go take know say if you be single girl when they say inside relationship, they want to isolate you from your family, from your friends, and from your loved ones. When they came into your life, you had the best friend. But now, you and your best friend don't quarrel. Now, you don't talk to your mama, you don't talk to your sisters, you don't talk to anybody. I told you this behavior is not only for men. Women are narcissists as well. Don't get it twisted, thinking that only men be narcissists. No. There are some women who are narcissists. They will isolate their man from his family. They will separate you from your family. They will separate you from your friends. Okay. Moving on. I don't they talk so many of them when you go to know. Right? Look at your phone. What are the people you're talking to? Who are your friends? Who are your contacts? You used to have lots of friends before you met this guy. But all of a sudden, your friends are just disappearing one by one. It gives you a reason why you don't need to have this friend. It's trying to isolate you. Because when it's able to isolate you, you become dependent on them. That's our next target. Narcissists like you to be dependent on them. They like you to be dependent. They make you dependent on them. Especially if you don't have a job, you don't have a career, you don't have a business, you don't have any means of earning. You are dependent completely on them. Let's assume you used to work, and then by the time you get married, it tells you, yes, I'm still talking to singles now. I've not gotten to a point, because as a single person, if you notice all these traits in your relationship, you need to run. You need to run. I will still talk about people that are already married to a narcissist. It's completely, because then they're already involved. Their probably children are already involved, and that's a different ball game. This message today is for singles who are in relationship and they could be potentially in a relationship with a narcissist and don't know it. I'm just giving you the characteristics of narcissists. So if you think and you know or you feel that you are in one right now, please, I know it might be difficult for you to leave, but you're not married yet. Pick your slippers, dust them like this, put them for your head, pick race. You understand what I tell you? So it's a very serious something. That's why I advise young people when they're in a relationship. If you are in a relationship, don't be quick to go and knock. Don't be quick to go knock, because that will even make your emotions to be more involved. It becomes more difficult to live a relationship. I tell singles all the time. Even when I was single, I used to tell myself that time, I said, I would rather have 1,001 broken relationship than to have a broken marriage or marry a wrong person. Do you understand me? Am I communicating? So, isolation, manipulation, self-centered, ability to blame you for everything, want you to be dependent. Especially you meet a man, I don't want my wife to work. He met you as a career woman. For Christ's sake, he met you as a banker. And then he's telling you, once we get married, I don't want you to work. I want you to be at home to take care of my children. Isn't that your social media personality? Then you get married, he's telling you, when we get married, I don't want you to be doing this social media thing anymore. They want to take your source of income from you, because that will make you more dependent on them and make it difficult for you to live. Don't get carried away with those sweet things. Don't get carried away with those flowers. See, unfortunately, narcissists are very romantic. They are very learned. They are well read. They read all these romantic books. They know how to get a woman. They are before somebody can manipulate you, it will study you. They are like psychopaths. They can read minds. They know what you're thinking. They know what you're going to say in your next sentence. That's how they are programmed you to manipulate you. That's just the truth I'm telling you. If you know you are in a relationship, think about it. Is this person having all these characters? They can sense your next move. If they don't say you won't leave them, they don't sense them. And before you know, they go start their love bombarding. So let's talk about love bombarding. What is love bombarding? Love bombarding is a situation where your narcissist partner bombards you with love. It's as simple as that. Buys you flowers. He knows all. He's able to study you, that he knows all your weak points. He knows what you like. He knows your love language. See, narcissists are very intelligent. They are very smart. They are one step ahead of you. Especially when you are planning your exit. They don't want you to leave. They don't want you to leave them. Because they are still dependent on you. They actually love you though. But just that because it's a mental health issue, they can't even help themselves. Because they can't help themselves. That's the way they are, unfortunately. You get. So, but you're not going to be their savior. You're not going to be their savior. You're not going to be their person when you want to save them from that situation where they did so. You don't be counselor. You can't help them because they can't even help themselves. Most narcissists don't have there's no cure, there's no remedy. They don't change. Unfortunately. I'm sorry. They don't. Don't ever think you have somebody that is having all these characters I've just mentioned. They are manipulative. They always want to blame you for everything. You are the reason why they did things that they did to you. They want you to be dependent on them. They get angry easily. I mentioned all these characters that you can find in a narcissist. They want to isolate you from your family, especially when they know that you're very close to your siblings, your mom, your dad. They want to isolate you. They isolate you from your friends, people they know that you can always confide in or run to when there's problem. They're like, it's just me and you. It's just me and you. And then they give you that notion, they put it in your head, it's me and you against the world. They're very sensitive. Okay, we're going to talk about your exit. Because they're smart. They're watching what you're watching. You see, if they follow my kind of relationship page now, maybe they go through your phone, they see that they follow people like me. They don't say, people like me will help you, right? They're always one step ahead of you. Because they don't want their victims to leave them. Even though they will do things that will make their victim want to leave, but at the same time, they do not want their victims to leave them. I will say you are their victim, unfortunately. But that's what you are. I don't want to talk this thing for pidgin, but I don't know as I go to speak for pidgin. So, if you're not to understand, I've been a pidgin, I've been wanting to talk this matter. But the English just the flow for a reason. I don't know why. I guess maybe this message, more people need to hear it. Because not everybody understand pidgin English. You understand? I really wanted to do this video in pidgin English. But for some reason, I just speak English. I don't know why. I guess this message needs to reach to somebody who doesn't understand pidgin. So it's very difficult for you to leave. So they do what is called love bombarding. I want you to know that the narcissist is not a dull person. They are very intelligent. In fact, their IQ is very high. They have the ability to sense you leaving them. They have the ability to mind read you, know your next step. They've planned you and they want you to be where they are. If you start trying to move away from there, then they're uncomfortable. They get uncomfortable. They get angry. And you start hearing like, oh, if you leave me, I'm going to kill myself. If you leave me, I'm going to die. I'm going to unalive myself. That's when they start using all those manipulative words. That's when they start crying. You start feeling pity for them. But let me tell you, inside them, that crying, not reach here. That tears, not reach here. E just be like say, as you dey watch am for movie, when person cry finish, you turn your back, go come do like this. That's how they are. They know you have the ability for empathy, but they don't. So they're going to manipulate you and say, oh, if you leave me, I go bye. If you leave me, hey, my life will be useless. I don't know what I'm going to do without you. They are so romantic. They are so romantic. Don't let a narcissist knock you. Once knocking is involved, because they will take you to where you don't know. Unfortunately. That's why I tell you, say, if you are a single girl, don't spread your legs in a relationship that you are not married to. I do not encourage it. So that it will be very easy for you to leave. You don't have soul tie with that person. I will still talk about soul tie in another topic. But today, we are talking about narcissists. Narcissist. So if you're a single person, I know it's difficult, but you need to plan your exit secretly. Because guess what? A narcissist are one step ahead of you. They know where you want to live, and they will do everything to make you stay. They will tell you, oh, I'm going to change. I'm sorry I hit you the other day. It's never going to happen again. I don't know what's wrong with my hands. I think I need help. And you're the only one that can help me. If you leave me, and you haven't told them you are leaving, but they are very sensitive. Hey, Jesus Christ. They are very sensitive. They are very manipulative. They can cry you a river. They can cry you a river. But you see that cry when they cry, it not reach here. It not reach inside their hearts. Once you forgive them and they are sure that you are not leaving them, they hit again. They just strike again. That's what they do. It's a repeated pattern. Let me tell you the pattern. I love you. I beat you. I beg. I cry. You forgive me. I beat you again. I love you again. I beat you again. I love you again. That's what we call love bombarding. It's a cycle. It's a pattern. Fine, maybe you people got into an argument and he just slaps you once. But 2 times, 3 times, and he's keep using the same pattern to beg you, and he's saying sorry, I won't do it again, but he still does. And let's talk about some manipulative behavior of a narcissist relationship. Sometimes it's not about beating you up. No. You see, words. Narcissists they are verbal abusers. Most of the time, they don't even beat you. They don't even hurt you with their hands. They hardly even beat you. But you see, their words can pierce your soul. Yes, that's another trait. A narcissist will use words to hurt you. They will use words to beat you. They will use words to manipulate you to the point where you will have you will not have self-worth. They feel like if you are not with them, your life is not worth nothing. You are their hero. You are they're so I don't know how to describe when somebody is manipulative. And what would be the best word to tell you a narcissist can be so manipulative? How do you escape from a narcissist if you feel you are in a relationship right now, and all these symptoms I've told you? And that I told you, right? Rushing you into marriage, because that way you will not be able to know the kind of person that they are, that they have anger issues, and they are doing they are able to. Funny enough, most times you will end up having noticing all these character traits in marriage, because they didn't even give you time for courtship, and you start realizing all these things I'm mentioning in marriage, unfortunately. So give yourself at least 6 months courtship before you jump into marriage. Even if he proposes to you the first date, still, even while you are planning your dream wedding, is still courtship. Be vigilant. You understand? Because some people, they get caught up with the planning of the wedding, and they forget that they are still in a courtship. You meet somebody in January, March they propose, and then you're planning wedding. Maybe you set a date for November, December, and you're planning towards that wedding, and you forget you're in a courtship. You're supposed to be knowing that person. You're supposed to be doing your observations if this person is compatible with you, because you can still break an engagement. It's easy to break an engagement. It's easy to say, I think we're gonna cancel that wedding. I don't think I want to continue with that wedding anymore. It's easier than to break a marriage. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So don't let anybody rush you into marriage. If they propose, that's fine, but I want you to put your head in a place where you're still observing that person. You say yes today, you can still say no tomorrow. It's better to have 1,001 broken relationship that never led to marriage than to have a broken marriage. I cannot stress that enough. So, if you want to get out from a narcissistic relationship right now, if you're still single, don't tell them. Don't put it to them that next time you do this, I'm going to leave you. Don't ever use that word. Don't ever tell a narcissist that you're going to leave them. Period. Never. If they're already sensing it that you're going to leave anyways, then don't just say it. Plan your exit quietly. If you know you are living with one, you are not married, and you people are just coexisting together now, start planning your exit. If you had a joint account, separate that joint account, because a narcissist, even if you are working, because they want to still be in control, they can manipulate you to have a joint account with them. So that way, they are monitoring your money. They're monitoring what, because they can see the in and out of how you're spending your money, right? Like if you want to go get an accommodation now, they see you withdraw money, or don't open a joint account. Please. You're dating someone, even when you're married, I don't even encourage a joint account, even as married couples. Unfortunately, I don't. What are you doing with a joint account? No, I don't encourage it at all. I don't. I will talk about it on that topic. But I do not encourage a joint account unless you people are doing a project together. And you know that this account is open maybe to pay bills. But say all your savings, all your working, all your earning from your work, you go open a joint account. It's not advisable. I will continue with this. Bye-bye.